Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome to Growing Through It, a podcast dedicated to bringing you clarity so that you can harness your curiosity and be the creator of your life. Hosted by me, Shanae Rowe. Hello and welcome all of you beautiful people. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the podcast Growing Through It. I'm so happy to have you here listening along. If you are returning from previous episodes and you've enjoyed it enough to stick around, thank you. I appreciate you so much. And if you're new, also a big welcome and thank you for joining. If you've been recommended this podcast by friends or if you know me personally, thank you for following along. I'm really excited to see if you find value in this podcast and if it helps you in some way. So let's jump into the episode of today, and it is all about reclaiming your morning mojo. And I've got 3 really good tips to turn your day around. Because we all know the feeling of you wake up in the morning and for some reason you just feel some kind of way. And I like to describe it as feeling icky. That's kind of this term that I've called it, because you wake up and something in you just feels a little bit off and you don't know why. Whether that's feeling sad or overwhelmed or discontented or unmotivated, you just don't feel 100%. And you wake up and you start your day with this feeling in your stomach that things aren't that great for whatever reason that is. And there's nothing logical telling you to feel that way. There's nothing going on when you wake up that's fuck, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do today. It's just this feeling deep in your stomach that is just kind of I don't feel 100%. I'm not sure why that is. So this episode is for you. It's dedicated for those days when you wake up and you just don't know what's going on. You don't feel 100%. You have shit to do, but you just don't feel motivated. You don't feel content. You just feel dissatisfied for whatever reason. This episode is for you. I know how you feel. I've been there. I still am there sometimes. It's such a normal human experience to feel some kind of way for whatever reason when you wake up. You're not feeling like yourself. And I've experienced this feeling so many times that the other day I woke up and I didn't feel great. And I was like, you know what? I have been through this experience enough times that I have my own little routine of things that help me get out of the morning slump of feeling crap. And I do these things to a T when I wake up and I'm not feeling my best. I do these things and always, I turn my day around. And so I want to share these tips with you guys so that you can do the same thing. If you wake up one day with this heaviness in your stomach and you don't really know what's wrong, but you still have to go about your day, I want to share this with you so that you can turn your day around, so that you can make something wonderful out of a crappy morning. And if you do find something valuable in this episode, if it hits you at the exact perfect time that you need to hear it, maybe right now you're listening to it and you're having kind of a lousy day and you're like, wow, I can do these things and I can turn my day around, amazing. I want to encourage you to take the reins in your life. And so if you do find something awesome in this episode, share it around. The biggest way that you can support me is by sharing it with people that you care about, is by spreading the word and things like that. So thank you so much. I've also got videos up on YouTube and TikTok, so go check those out. You get to see my beautiful face as I talk to you guys, or talk to myself, I guess. And as I mentioned in the last episode, I've also created a journal prompt sort of worksheet. I don't want to call it a worksheet because that makes it sound like school, and school is not fun. But it's these 13 journal prompts that I created, and it's just aimed to get you thinking really deeply about yourself and your ambitions and who you are and what's shaped you to become the person that you are today. So if you're interested in journaling, go check those out. The link is in the episode description of this one here. But also, you don't even have to journal. You don't have to know how to journal. I always find journal prompts are a great way to get you started into journaling, because there is no better way to understand yourself than by writing down your human experience. So go check those ones out. That's enough from me yapping. I'm going to jump into the episode now. So let's go. So I want to paint the picture first up, and your alarm goes off, or maybe your alarm doesn't go off, and you open your eyes, and the first thing you think is, ugh, I have to get out of bed, or ugh, got to start my day, ugh, I'm awake. And that's not an enjoyable feeling to have. And I want to make clear that I'm not talking about like long-term feeling bad, like depression, or, you know, where you're in a really difficult time in your life and every morning you're waking up and not feeling good about yourself or your life. I'm just talking about those one-off moments where life's pretty good and you do enjoy what you do for work, or you enjoy your friends, you enjoy your hobbies and activities, and, you know, you don't really have much to complain about with your life. You enjoy it. But every now and again, you might wake up and you just think like, I have to live another day. Or that's a little bit extreme, but it's like, I have to get up and I have to do things and I have to show up. And sometimes it's just really hard. Sometimes we don't want to do it. And when we wake up with that feeling, it's really hard to shake, and it's really hard to have a good day. When you start it off, from the moment you wake up, you're just feeling a little bit icky inside. Something feels off. You don't know what it is. Maybe you're overwhelmed with lots of things to do. Maybe you're going through a really challenging time in your life where you just have a lot of obligations and you have a lot of things to fulfill. Or maybe it's to do with your job. Maybe everything in your life is great, except you just feel a little bit not so good about what you're doing for work. And you feel a little bit dissatisfied, and maybe it doesn't align with your purpose and what you actually want to do. And so you wake up one morning and you're like, I've got to go to work, and I've got to put my best foot forward, and I've got to do these things for this company, and I'm not even sure if the values behind the company is what I support and what I align with, but I've got to do it. Or maybe you wake up and you just, I don't know, you feel sad for whatever reason. Who knows? But it is such a normal thing. We are human. And I think what makes waking up not feeling our best even harder is that we kind of have this social construct that we got to feel really good and ourselves and amazing all the time, which is not the case. It's not reality. Our emotions ebb and flow. We're constantly changing. There is always stresses in our life. There's always, you know, things going on, little jigsaw pieces putting themselves together in our lives, and we feel different every single second of every day. We're constantly riding a wave of our emotions, and we're in different mental states and emotional states and spiritual states. And that's the reality of life. And sometimes it's hard when we wake up and we don't feel great because we think, oh crap, I don't feel good again. Like, why is this? Like, I should be feeling good. Like, I don't have anything bad that's happening today. I don't have anything, you know, miserable going on in my life. Like, I've got a pretty good life. You know, I've got a home and I've got a family and friends and a beautiful community. Like, why do I feel like crap? And I think it's really important to take that pressure off yourself to feel okay 24/7. And once you do that, you can allow yourself to actually process what you're feeling. Because I think the number one way to turn your day around from waking up feeling a little bit discontent to having a good day is you have to actually acknowledge how you feel, and you have to let yourself feel however it is that you're feeling. Sad, bad, tired, depressed, a little bit discontent, dissatisfied, whatever you're feeling, you have to take the judgment away from those feelings so that you can actually understand why it is you're feeling that way. And a really good starting point for that is to ask yourself why it is maybe you're feeling that way. So address what it is that you're feeling and then unpack why. Why do you feel that way? Get curious about the night before. I always find it's really interesting to think back to what I was doing the night before. And so I actually experienced this, and what made me want to create this episode was a couple mornings ago, I woke up feeling just horrible. I just felt overwhelmed. I felt like so much pressure on myself and just so much to get done. I didn't want to do anything, and like, what's the point? What's the point of me creating and doing what I want to do? And I found it super interesting to think about the night before, and what was going on is I was being really, really critical of myself. I was actually editing a podcast episode, and I could not believe the things that I was saying to myself the night before about this episode that I'd created. And while I was editing it, I felt like I was a teenager again, being so judgmental and so critical of myself, and I was hating myself for no reason, and I was hating what I was creating. And I went to sleep with those thoughts still in my mind, and I woke up feeling not great about myself still. So think about the night before. Think about the thoughts that were going on in your mind. What happened last night? Did you have an event on? Were you out drinking? Were you hanging with friends? Were you with family? Like, what specifically was going on the night before that maybe you went to sleep with and you didn't address? And so that's why you're feeling this kind of way this morning. Even just think about what you're going through in the broader picture of things. Like, what are you trying to overcome in your life right now? What are some situations and struggles that are coming up? What is the lessons that you're trying to learn in this moment of your life? And then think about how your feelings in the morning when you wake up relate to that broader picture thing and experience that you're trying to move through. I think even dreams can play a big role in how we wake up in the morning, and there doesn't have to be a logical explanation for how we're feeling and why we're feeling it, but sometimes we have some really wacky dreams. Your ex is in a dream, or you get hit by a car, or you're flying through the universe and it's actually just your living room, but it's also the galaxies and the stars and things like that. Like, dreams are really weird, and they can really pull out different sensations and feelings within us, and we carry that through the morning. Like, if you have a strange dream, or you have a dream about an ex, or you have a dream about a friendship that's like gone to crap, and you wake up and you remember that a little bit, you don't feel great. You really don't feel good. And just having a weird dream or a bad dream can start your day off not the best. And so you're not going to feel good when you wake up, because you're like, what in the freaking world just happened? And then you think, like, is it going to come true? Does it relate to my life in some way? Why was my great-great-grandfather in that dream? Like, is there a reason? Is there a meaning? And you just have to kind of figure that out as you go. But dreams also can influence how we feel in the mornings. Or even if you think about the other extreme, you can have a really wonderful dream and wake up and think, I love my life and I'm going to go crush it today. So yeah, think about dreams. They can play a role in how we feel in the mornings. And again, like what I was saying earlier, not feeling our best when we wake up in the mornings on just a random day is part of being human. It is the human experience. So don't be so hard on yourself for feeling a little bit off when you wake up. Don't think to yourself, oh wow, I have so many things to be grateful for. Why do I feel like crap? There are people out there who have it so much worse than me. Don't think like that. Just acknowledge how you feel and let yourself feel it, okay? And you will be okay. Because having that expectation that you have to be amazing, you have to wake up and seize the day and absolutely crush it with whatever you're supposed to be doing is not realistic, and it's going to cause you more pain than joy. Okay, so just remind yourself that you're doing amazing, and just because you wake up feeling a bit off does not mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean your day is going to be a waste of time. It doesn't mean anything that you're thinking. Okay, so just let yourself be however it is you are when you wake up, and then we're going to go from there. So I have a few tips. I have 3 main ones, and I found that they're always so helpful for me. And the first thing is, when you wake up, when you feel a little bit icky, get out of bed. Do not go on your phone is the first thing. Do not pick up your phone. Don't doom scroll. The thing that you need to do is to get up and move, because your bad mood, that bad energy, however you're feeling, that ickiness is going to breed more ickiness if you don't get out of bed. Even if you just lay there and just want to go back to sleep, don't do it. Okay, just get up. And once you're up, move. Move your body in whatever way. You don't have to go to the gym and do a 45-minute workout. You can literally just get out of bed, stand up, and shake your body. You can just shake. Get out all of that weirdness going on. Okay, you need to move in some kind of way. So that can be going to the gym if you want. That can just be having a weird boogie and moving your arms and limbs about in whatever way you want. You can have a dance. I always love having a boogie when I wake up feeling not great. I put some music on straight away, get out of bed, put my speaker on, put my music on, okay? Make sure it's uplifting music, because we don't want to dance to depressing music when we're already feeling not great. So upbeat music, and just start moving. You can go for a walk as well if you want to. Put some shoes on and just go for a walk around in nature. Hug a tree, all right? Have a sing on your little walk. See other people walking their dogs, okay? And just remember how beautiful life is when you notice things. You know, just take it nice and slow. Don't put pressure on yourself to make it like an exercise walk. Just so long as you are moving your body in some way on that walk, you're going to start feeling better. Or even do some yoga. Just move your body in some kind of way. You don't have to be really aggressive with it. You don't have to do a workout or go for a run or even go for a walk. I always find that for me, there is a big barrier between going and doing something physically active, especially when I already don't feel great or I don't feel up to doing exercise. And so what you want to do ideally is remove that barrier or make it as tiny as possible. So for me, even putting shoes on to go outside and go for a walk feels too much. I hate wearing shoes, and the thought of putting shoes on to go for a walk just is too much for me. Even sometimes getting into workout gear, too much. I want to go for a walk or I want to go for a run. Actually, I don't run, that's a lie, but I want to go for a walk, but I don't want to put a sports bra on and some shorts and a t-shirt, and I don't want to put socks on, and I definitely don't want to put shoes on. And so it can be really overwhelming if you know doing exercise is going to be good for you and it's going to turn your day around, it's going to make you feel better, but you just feel too overwhelmed to do the things to get you there. Which is why I love dancing. It's why I love putting music on as soon as I get up, because I actually don't have to do anything. Chuck a t-shirt on, literally just chuck an oversized t-shirt on, put the music on, speaker on as loud as I want, and just move my body. Just start moving. I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to brush my hair. I don't have to brush my teeth. I don't have to do any of the essentials that you need to do before you leave the house. It's just there, it's happening, and I'm in the safety and the comfort of my own home, and I am moving. Same thing with yoga, right? Literally just roll out of bed, have your yoga mat, in your room, so that all you have to do is open it, roll out of bed into a yoga pose. I actually had a friend tell me that she did that the other day, and I was like, that is insanely smart, because you are removing all the barriers possible to doing yoga. You just literally out of bed, roll onto the floor, you're in downward dog, crushing it. So yeah, move your body, but also don't put pressure on yourself to be doing exercise, okay? Try and make it as easy as possible for you, because we don't want to do hard things when we're already feeling like the world is crushing down on our shoulders. Okay, you want to make things easy for yourself. The second thing I suggest and that I love doing is making a nourishing breakfast, which again can just feel like I don't want to do it when I wake up and I'm like, what's the point of life? Why do I feel like this? But having good food, getting that delicious goodness inside of you makes you feel so much better. And not only does the food fuel you, but also the act of cooking, the act of making something nourishing for your body, and just the whole process of being like, I am going to make this for myself because I love myself and I want myself to feel good and be healthy. Like, that is beautiful, and it's self-care, and actually consciously doing that for yourself makes you feel like you've achieved something. It makes you feel good about yourself, and it can just very slightly alter how your day turns out. Simply by going and making a nourishing breakfast. By committing to yourself that you love yourself enough that you want to put delicious food into your body, and that you want to put in all the time and effort and love into cooking something that you know tastes delicious. So that can do wonders. Cooking a meal in the morning does wonders. And then the third thing that I always do, and that I recommend to anyone and everyone, is to write it down. Write it down and get it out. Okay, you have to give whatever you're feeling a name. You have to put it on paper so that you can forget about it. Otherwise, it's going to stay stuck in your head for the entire day, and it's going to ruminate and swirl around inside of you if you're feeling dissatisfied with where your life is at the moment, and you don't write that down and get it out of you, then you're going to spend the rest of your day feeling dissatisfied because you don't want to admit to yourself that's how you feel. I think such a powerful part of journaling, of writing, is that when we put it down in writing in the physical world, we actually take away all of the judgment for feeling that way, and we take away all the shame for feeling that way and the embarrassment, and we say, this is real. What I'm feeling and experiencing is real. I know that it's real, and it does not have to keep existing like that in my mind. I'm going to do something to change it. A lot of the time we get stuck feeling certain ways because it's swirling around in our mind and we don't know what to do with it, and so we ignore it instead of addressing it. You can't overcome something, you can't work through an emotion or a feeling if you don't acknowledge that you're feeling it and that you don't give it credit for being there. So write it down. Write down how you're feeling. Write down, honestly, whatever comes to your mind. It can literally be like, woke up feeling shit. The sky isn't blue. There's so many clouds everywhere. It's going to be such a fucking shit day. I'm not going to be able to go outside and enjoy my life. Write it down, get it out. You can scrunch it up, chuck it in the bin. You can put it in a journal, all right? But write it down, get it out of you. If you want to expand on that, you can do a couple of other things. You can journal, like actually continue on with how you're feeling. If you just want to write down just some negative thought, scrunch it up, put it in the bin, you can do that. Or you can expand on it. See where your mind takes you after writing down a couple sentences, because a lot of times you'll be surprised with where your mind takes you. You can start off with, oh, I just feel really crap today. And then all of a sudden you're writing about something that happened in your life 3 years ago, and for some reason you still think about it and it influences you today. Like, it's crazy what can happen when you just let yourself write whatever's going on in your mind. But you can journal, like write down your feeling and then take it into journaling. Just keep writing. Something else, like if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like you've got too many things to do, you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I've got to do this and this and this and this today, and then I've got to go to work, and then I've got to do this and this when I get home, and then I've got to like look after myself and cook for myself and all that kind of stuff. Like, that is totally fine. What you need to do, write down how you're feeling, but then also what I find is super helpful, write a to-do list. Write a list of things that you want to get done in the day and work towards those things. Also, what I've found with to-do lists, what I used to do is that I would write down everything that I wanted to get done, and I would think that I could get more done than what I actually can. And then I would finish my day having done like 2 of the 8 things on my to-do list and be like, oh shit, I have to do all this again tomorrow. And then like go to bed feeling overwhelmed, and then wake up feeling overwhelmed. Like what I was saying earlier, like the night before really influences how you feel in the morning. But write down to-do lists, make it realistic. And also you can write down a to-do list and give yourself the week to finish it. You don't have to have it done in the day. You can say, this is my to-do list for the week, and even like split those things down, put the priority things first. Pick 2 things that are priority and then do those in the day. And then another thing that you can do is write down words of encouragement for yourself. You wake up, you feel a bit icky, you don't feel 100%, you feel sad, discontent, whatever it is that you're feeling. Write down words of encouragement to yourself. Write down words of love. What would you say to a friend if they told you they woke up and they feel just kind of off? What would you tell them? I'm proud of you. You're going to have an amazing day. You're doing the best that you can. You're amazing. I love you. Write down words of encouragement. You have the power in your mind to turn your day around, to turn your mood around with the thoughts that you have. So write a love letter to yourself. Tell yourself that you're doing amazing and that you're super excited to see where the day takes you, even though you woke up feeling a little bit crap. Reflect on all the things that you have achieved. Wow, I'm so proud of you, Shanae, for doing all of these things, and I'm so excited to see where you go today and tomorrow. I'm super excited to see what you get done. And just remember that you don't have to do everything all at once, okay? One step is a step in the right direction. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. Just say something kind to yourself, because that plants the seeds for the shift in your day. That's how you turn your day around. I also want to say, and I believe this wholeheartedly, that crap mornings always equal amazing days. Always. But only if you are conscious that you feel like crap. So if you wake up and you don't feel good and then you spend the entire day avoiding how you feel, you're not going to have a good day. You're going to go to bed feeling exactly how you woke up because you refuse to acknowledge how you felt. But if you wake up and you feel icky and you actually acknowledge that feeling within you, you 100% will turn your day around. You will turn your day around because now you are aware of how you're feeling and you know how to change it. You can do things to change it. You can get out of bed and put some music on and have a dance, or you can go for a walk, or you can go to the gym and you can write down how you're feeling. You can make yourself a delicious breakfast. You can journal. You can tell yourself how much you love yourself and how proud of you are. You can turn your day around, but only if you acknowledge how you feel. Only if you let yourself feel how you're feeling. Only if you label how you're feeling, you take the shame away from how you're feeling, and then do whatever it is you need to do to feel better about yourself. Because at the end of the day, the reason that you wake up and you don't feel 100% is because something has happened in your mind, whether that's a thought, or you felt crap the night before, or you went out and you were drinking too much, or you're just feeling overwhelmed with the pressures of life, okay? It is created from you. And so you can create a different feeling within you. You can bring that new way of feeling and being into your morning. And that is how you turn your day around. That's how you get your morning mojo back, okay? Just be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Make yourself a delicious meal. Move your body. Shake, dance, laugh. Put some comedy on. Just giggle. Do something that you think is super weird but you love about yourself. Be quirky. Let yourself just exist as you need to, and don't feel bad about how you are or who you are or what you've got to do. Take the pressures off yourself and just do little things that make you feel good. Name exactly how you're feeling and get on with your life. Okay? Because feelings are temporary, they're transient, they don't last forever, the good and the bad. So when you wake up and you don't feel good, just know that it's not going to last forever. Don't attach yourself onto feeling bad or feeling overwhelmed or feeling icky. Okay, just let yourself feel that so that you can get on with your day. You can move on with what you need to do and what you want to do, and you'll feel better. Believe me, you will turn your day around. It's all the power from within you. You can turn your day around. You are the only one that has the capability to do that. So do it. All right, my loves, that's all I've got for you for this episode. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening along, and I hope that these little tips about how to turn your day around and how to reclaim your amazing morning and your day resonated to some extent with you. I hope you've taken something valuable away from it and you can apply it into your life. That is the aim of today's episode. Let me know if you did take something away from this, if you did enjoy anything that I said, any of the little tips and tricks. Otherwise, share it around. It's the best way that you can support me, by sharing it with people. It would mean a lot to me, and I do really appreciate having you here listening along and being part of this community. I appreciate you and I love you so much, and I'm going to see you again next week for another awesome episode. Until then, the world is waiting for you. So get on out there and enjoy your big, beautiful life. Bye.